Hello everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. Hope you guys are all doing great. Um, Today's video, I'm experimenting again. As you know, been doing a lot of interesting things. I posted a fashion video where I was making a pair of pants, and in today's video, I'm going to speak a little bit. I have a lot of insights that I've gathered over the years. I have a lot of inquiries about the world, um, lots of curiosity, and that's led me to experience a lot of different things. Um, in terms of my development and um, my interaction with the world around me and myself. So I have a couple points to speak about today, and I also have footage from my training which I want to implement as well. I don't know if it will be right here to the side or after or before the video. I think it'll probably be after this video, but yeah. Um, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I've learned recently about being present. And you know, I've been noticing, I'm 19 now, I've been noticing that time moves very quickly. And it's been moving quicker and quicker ever since probably I was 16. So in my head, I still feel like I'm 16, 17 years old. But obviously now I'm 19 and I just finished my first year of college. And it feels like I was just moving in yesterday, which is pretty crazy. And you've always heard this term where it's like time moves time moves quick, so like take advantage of the present or whatever, or be in the present moment. And I never really knew what that meant, but you really realize once you're in this moment, it's the time goes by so quickly. It goes by so quickly, right? Like I know one of my friends told me um, that a hypothesis for why the time goes so fast is because, think about it, if you're getting older, you have lived more years. So 1 year or 1 day or 1 hour is a smaller and smaller and smaller portion of the life that you just lived. See, I don't know how much relevance or credibility that has, but that is an important thing and something to note, and something I've been wondering is why this time goes by so fast, because all my childhood just flew by, and it feels like it happened so quickly, right? And yeah, but another thing is that, like, when you grow older, when you become an adult, it's like there are all these distractions and all these responsibilities that are piled onto you, which make it seem like there's less time, or time's going by quicker because you just are distracted with doing all these things and responsibilities um, to advance your life, right? As an adult, like the more responsibilities you get, the less time you have to really think about how fast the time's going by, or the present moment, right? And I guess that's kind of natural. Right? Because college is kind of the period in between childhood and adulthood where you are slowly piling on the responsibilities and being able to live fully independently, which I understand. But as that cycle goes, as you get more responsibilities, as you become more independent, you spend less time. I guess you spend more time with the responsibilities and progressions and thinking about how you can do things more efficiently and quicker, right? Because you just have so many things to do that there is basically no time in the day to really sit in the moment and think about, and just let it happen, like let life happen to you rather than you attacking life all the time and getting stuff done, which, yeah, it's hard to think about because sometimes obviously you want to live in the moment that you have now. um, I guess that's why I've kind of been interested in seeing why time does move so fast, and curious to see how you can maybe slow that down. That's why I wanted to speak to you guys about being present today and how I've tried um, being more present in my day-to-day life. Obviously, I'm not perfect at all. I could be much more, I could be much better in terms of living in the moment and enjoying what I have. But I'm just sharing with you guys what I feel and my interactions with being in the present moment, which has been, and there are a lot of takeaways that I have that I want to share with you guys, in case it interests any of you, because you always see these people online, influencers, telling you how you should do things to improve your life and develop, and it's always coming from an expertise opinion, and you're always there as someone who's trying to learn and try to absorb more knowledge, but I feel like it rarely comes from someone who's in the process and in the moment, and experimenting and learning new things, which I am, and I want to share what I've learned. This is why I've started this channel, because I like to share things that I think are important to me, but I'm by no means exceptional at. Like, I'm not exceptional at calisthenics. I'm not exceptional at making clothes. I just like doing it, and that's why I'm showing you guys the process here, because one, I like seeing the journey of what I can do and how much I can improve documented like this, and two, I like sharing my life and how I live compared to all the plenty other unique people that live their lives separate from me. So here's some of the ways that I've really thought about being present in the past couple of years, ramping up a little bit more in college, because there's so much time to think about things and think about your life, right? Especially since you're alone and away from your family and stuff. So yeah, one major component or aspect of being present, being in the moment that I've taken with me is meditation. And I've started meditating about a year ago, just every day, just for a couple minutes. I'd set a time for like 3 minutes, and I'd sit down and try to really just be present, let all the thoughts like go, kill all the thoughts, and just really be present in the moment. And I never really had a tactical or like structured way of going about it. So I would just sit there and like try to be quiet, and just be in my thoughts. And it's actually incredibly difficult to do. Like, when you try it, it's really difficult to do, to just sit there and be in your own thoughts, and to or sorry, remove all your thoughts from your brain and just sit there with yourself and your brain and just be there as like consciousness, right? And that's incredibly difficult to do. You'll know if you try it. It's incredibly difficult. And even me, who I've been meditating for a year now, like trying to do these things, I'm still an amateur at best, when it comes to being in the present moment, meditating. Um, and yeah, and then in the beginning, I was just sitting down, just being quiet for 3 minutes essentially. And then as I got better, I improved the time that I was able to sit down and really be quiet. But it's really crazy to think, like, before that, I was so used to doing things all the time, because today, especially in today's world, we have so many distractions, even with technology and social media. I hate to be that guy. I hate to be that guy, but that's just the case. Like, that's just simply just the case, that we have all of these distractions in social media and technologies that I'm a victim of too, that I'm still a victim of. But we still have these things that rob us of our time. And it's like, sometimes I agree, you should be able to like go on social media, but there is simply no more time now, because, like I said, you have all these responsibilities that they pile on, and now in the time that you want to maybe relax, you're going to your phone, and then your mind is still out. Like, your mind is never really present. You're always thinking about either the future, the past, or it's in your phone, right? That's why it was so hard for me in the beginning to sit still for a couple minutes at a time, because it's just difficult. Your brain is trained to be so focused on doing something and quick, like short form content, quick tasks, things like that. If it's not focused on something, it's difficult to like sit down. So I had to train myself to do that first before I even really got to do any sort of meditation, right? And it would always be a challenge for me. I would count down the minutes in my head just to have something to do, right? But yeah, then over the months, I discovered a book. Actually, I discovered this book from a YouTube channel called Profound Pondering, another amazing YouTube channel. I love that YouTube channel. But he basically suggested a book called Becoming Supernatural. And I thought, maybe I'll take a look at it. There was no context behind it except this YouTube channel. So I took a look at it, and it's essentially by this guy, Dr. Joe Dispenza, right? Who, as you can see, I have the bookmarks in it, who basically outlines for beginners how energy, how important like a human's energy is, and how just by training your brain to meditate correctly and be in the proper headspace can change so much about a person's life. And he notes many examples about like transformations where people were incredibly sick, and then they were better because they had perfected meditating and just living in the space that's not always that's not always physical and tangible, and just living in the consciousness of your brain sometimes is important. And so this, and it really outlines a lot of like techniques to meditating, and the specific tangible techniques to meditate, which I didn't know how to do before. Like people always just say, oh, meditate, oh, be in the present moment, don't think about your other thoughts. But it's difficult, and you can't really do it without an outline structured guide that's in here. And yeah, I mean, I didn't really have that much hope before. I mean, I was never a believer of, oh, there's energy and it was all just like voodoo magic to me, right? um, but when I read this and I tried some of these techniques out, it genuinely blew my mind. One day I was sitting here and it finally like worked when I started doing the things that were in this book. And like it took me a while too. Like I had to train my brain to really, really hone down on present moment and the energy centers in my body. I mean, if you read this book, you'll know all about that. But it really puts into perspective for you how much your brain can really do and how much you can really be in your own thoughts and your own conscience, which is something that I would have never experienced if I didn't read this book. I would have just kept meditating and like meditating and doing my own thing, just sitting there. But it's really a different experience when you have steps to take, how to focus on different parts of your body, how to focus on different parts of your head, and real the science behind how this meditation stuff works, because it is really interesting. So yeah, I recommend Becoming Supernatural if you guys want to learn more about meditation. But for me, it was super helpful in terms of really grounding myself in finding the present moment and enjoying it, right? So that was one aspect of how I've been really doing it. And I'm still meditating. I'm still becoming better. I'm still not the best or most optimal meditator, if you will. But I mean, it just comes with time, right? I do it every night before going to bed. I think a nighttime routine is really important. So this is part of it, and it's really helped me. So yeah, that's one. And then another really important aspect of being in the present moment and enjoying the life that you're living is being in nature and just appreciating what you have around you. And a lot of the times, it sounds corny, it sounds like cliche and obvious, but like when you're outside and when you're experiencing nature, you're not really experiencing it. I mean, you're just going through it. When you're walking around, if you're in the city, you're just walking through it. You don't see many trees, but if you get to a place where there are trees and there's wind and there's things like that, you go outside and you really just like take it in for a second, like use your five senses, because that's what they were built to do. And normally you're just in your head all the time thinking about something else. You really aren't paying attention to what you're smelling, what you're tasting, what you're hearing, and what you're seeing, right? So just like for a couple minutes a day, if it's just going outside and looking around and just taking everything in, I try to be present, because it's just so important. Because like frankly, I hate to say it, but a lot of the nature that we have now, it's gonna go extinct. And who knows, with all of the events that are going on in the world right now in terms of the stability of the climate and how that's going to play out. But just enjoying what you have around you, right? Like every time I go outside, I try to take like a deep breath in and through my nose, like, and you really like when you take it all the way in, you smell all those things. Like especially if you've been inside the whole day and you walk outside and you take a deep breath, you feel all those like those natural scents go into your nose, and it's really gratifying and freeing experience. It sounds so stupid when I'm telling it to you, but like it's true. So I really recommend that. Every morning I try to go outside and just breathe in and like take in the sights and the sounds and the smells, right? Because that's what your five senses were made for. And also a thing I've learned is, especially if you wake up in the morning and you have access to seeing the sun, I strongly recommend doing it, right? Because going outside, seeing the sun, it resets your circadian rhythm and teaches your body, like, okay, like such and such hours from now, I'm going to be going back to bed, right? And just like and it really wakes you up. It's incredible. If you like don't stare into the sun. That's why I have sunglasses on. Don't stare into the sun, but like literally just walk out and like close your eyes, face in the direction of the sun, just getting that vitamin D into your body early in the morning. It's going to wake you up, get you fired up and ready for the day. So yeah, that's another component to it. And also, in terms of enjoying what's present, enjoying what's here, um, limiting distractions when they aren't necessary. Like, don't use your phone when you're on the toilet. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? I know a lot of people do it, but first of all, you could get hemorrhoids. We don't want that. But second of all, it's just, you don't need, because most people go. Sometimes people go to the bathroom in the morning. Immediately, you get in hella hits of dopamine when you're going to the bathroom taking a shit, and you're on your phone. It's just not optimal in terms of like starting your day. It's the worst way to start your day. And also, there just needs to be times where you can just focus on the thing you're doing, right? This also applies to eating. I am a victim of this too, but like, and I'm not always perfect for this too, but I've been trying to limit the amount of content that I consume when I eat. Like, I like to read, I like to watch YouTube. Of course, I like to watch YouTube. I like to watch TV shows while I'm eating if I'm alone. But like, I've tried to limit that as much as I can, either if I'm eating with someone else or even if I'm alone. I just try to focus on the food, because it's really like you're taking the food for granted. I mean, like, if you see someone else do it, like if you see someone else in like a restaurant, for example, and they have like their phone, their headphones set up. Like, I don't mean to bash anyone, but like when you're looking at that, you just feel like they're not really enjoying their food, which is what I really, really want to do. Like the food, like every piece of food that I ingest and like eat, I feel like I want to enjoy it, because, or else I feel like I'm taking it for granted, if you know what I mean, right? Being present and, yeah, limiting distractions. So like, I'm still not like great at this. I need to take, I still need to take a book with me, or like my iPad with me when I'm like when I'm eating, like when I'm preparing food. I'm trying to limit that. I'm trying to like take that out, because I do think it's important to eat without distractions sometimes. Sometimes you just need to like enjoy the food and like really taste the food. But yeah, I think it's really important to do that. And yeah, those were just some of the couple things that I've been learning in the past year, a year and a half, of when I really focused on being in the present moment and engaging with the things around me, with my senses. Because first of all, they're not going to be there all the time. Say your house, and it's not going to be there for your whole life. You're not going to live in your house for your whole life. You're not going to live in the same city for your whole life. There's a lot of nostalgia that like I have when I come back to my home, and I know I'm not going to be there for a lot longer, right? There's not that many periods of times where I'm going to be back at my home. So just really enjoying it, enjoying the nature, enjoying the trees around my neighborhood, and enjoying the company of my family. Obviously, it's super important. So just, I encourage it. It sounds really cliche and corny, but like, I really encourage finding ways to just sometimes just limit the distractions and live in the present moment. Just enjoy what you've been given is essentially what I'm saying, and that's what I've been working on a lot, and hope you guys can take something from this too. But yeah, that was one of the topics I'd like to talk about. Probably going to implement this into a future video as well. I really enjoy it, and I think I'm going to add the training in there too, because I like showing my progress, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. But yeah, see you guys in the next one.